The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
The aftermath of every social revolution brings about change. Cultural norms and landmarks shift as our minds and hearts expand beyond the familiar. To everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose in the land of the living. This is our time to renew, revive, and restore the hope lost to the busyness of life. This is our time to dig again and rebuild from the storms of our past on a solid footing that holds. Welcome to The Foundation.
The Foundation with Heart Grant is brought to you by Alive, Burger King, Commonwealth Bank, the Department of Inland Revenue, Epic Battery, Marco's Pizza, Pinder Towel, Prince Masters, and Ron's Electric Motors.
Shoes. Get up, put on your bright, happy smile, baby. Get up, come on, let's dance, drink and shout. Go make some Thursday again in Nassau town. Go make some Thursday again in Nassau town. When you're in Nassau, this time of year, when you're in Nassau, have no fear. Pleasant smiles that greet you each year. It's holiday time again in the island every day, yeah. So get up, put on your street dancing shoes. Get up, put on these smiles, baby. Get up, come on, let's dance, drink and shout. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town. Go make some mercy again in Nassau town.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant and your company, The Foundation, live and in full effect on this beautiful Wednesday. It is Wednesday, March 19th, 2025, out here in the land of the living. I pray that you guys are good. All those celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you, doing wonderful things. I don't get no specific request, not all the time, about these particular birthdays, but if you want me to, I'd love to be able to say happy birthday to Jonah May, I don't know, and talk like that. But it's a beautiful day, guys. Grateful to be in your company, grateful to be out here in the land of the living. We don't have anyone today, so it's going to be you and I, and hopefully we could be able to go over what we would have been able to detect in those conversations that we had between Monday and Tuesday, one with Chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, Fred Mitchell, and we had another conversation yesterday, an extensive conversation, John Sands from the Free National Movement. I enjoyed both conversations. One was kind of a short conversation with the chairman for the PRP. I'd love to be able to expand on that. He made a commitment that he'll do his best to kind of show up on a month-to-month basis whenever he can to kind of be able to let us know from the horse's mouth. And I think this is important. I think this election fever is doing some things to some people, right? And it's placing persons in this kind of position where they're eager to inject themselves in spaces and places that they're not called to. Does that make sense? I know you can't speak on behalf of any political organization without being able to be ratified, identified, and acknowledged by that particular organization. But there are persons who have proximity that being able to say these things almost in a definite position and posture, and we're coming to find out that it's not so. So I'd like to be able to kind of move away from that because, I too get in this kind of a space as a pundit, and we want to be able to say without surety that this is the information that we would have received. But I do that on a month-to-month basis with the chairmans, with them, in my presence, and being able to say, hey, listen, this is the speculation, this is what's being said, this is sort of the feel on the ground. What do you say to these things? Is there any valid posture to this? Is there any valid or validity to these particular things? And I'd like to do that on a month-to-month basis as we move towards the next general election. And hopefully they give me that time to kind of do that in those areas, right? Guys, I got to shout out my good, decent people over at AFS Insurance Agents and Brokers. They get everything laid out for you. Make sure you go and check them out. They are located number 407 Blue Hill Road South. Get your car insured, and they got other great packages available for you. You can find out more about that when you go down there and check them out. Just ask for Mr. Richardson or Mr. Bowe, Ethric Bowe. He'd be more than happy to assist you in those areas. Guys, now we talked about these particular things, and I have to be able to shout him out. I don't think that he's going to be sitting with me tomorrow, but I have to be able to shout him out. He's been doing wonderful as it relates to being able to bring consciousness to this. Maybe I get an opportunity to be able to hear from Stone Oak before they have their event on the 20th, 29th, and 30th. But I got to be able. It's been wonderful in this range, this fair, this space, as it relates to being able to talk about the conservative aspect of construction and those elements necessary to be able to identify moving forward. I'm talking about none other than Avery Lightbourne with Art Development, Art Construction, being able to talk to us about the MST bar. Now, if you're in that kind of position and you're looking to be able to build and develop something, listen to me. I'm doing a little small project right now, right? Just a little 30 by 30 something. My studio, I told you all about it, right? And I'm looking for ways that I could use So it might be wild. It might be like a crazy thing, but I'm looking for ways that we can possibly be able to use this rebar in this place. But the place is kind of a wooden space that I have, one of the classical things that we're doing. So if there's anything that comes across, I'm going to definitely be using that. And if you guys are in that kind of a space and you're building up your bell costs, you're pouring your bill, you're doing this, you're doing that, whatever you're doing, make sure, give good consideration to this, man. I heard some people down at one of the stores I was at the other day on Cowpen, and they were saying that, can I get some paint for this? Can I get some paint for this steel bar? Do you have the spray for it? So forth and so on. Listen, man, you could avoid that. You could avoid all those things. Just get yourself this polymer rebar, right? You got to be able to get the fiber reinforcement polymer, the rebar, the polymer's rebars. You got to be able to do that. This is with MST bar, the best bar in the market. You want to find out more information about it, you can give them a call at 822-822-9527 or hit them up at 603-4506, 603-4506. They'd be more than happy to give you more information about that. Got to shout out my good, decent people over at Da Vinci Printing and Innovators. I keep telling you guys about it. Go down there and find out more information about it if you're looking for that, looking to be able to make some strides in those areas and trying to be able to develop your stuff, take it from the scribbles on your paper into this kind of a space where growth and development exist and expands significantly. You want to be able to get those particular things taken care of. Go down there and find out as much as you possibly can. Let them know that you have some ideas. And they'll tell you what, you don't have to go all the way down there. They're located on Village Road and Village Road, right there in the Village Road Shopping Plaza, right on the side of the bank. They could be able to take good care of you. Now, you can give them a call to find out if they can assist you in various areas. Hey, listen, I got this particular thing. I was trying to get this thing done. Can you help me? Give them a call, 677-292-72922. The Da Vinci Printing Innovators. They'd be more than happy to assist you in those areas. All right, guys, pick up the Guardian newspaper. All the information's in the paper. You want to be able to read about it and find out where we are as a nation, how things are going. We don't get as much supplements today, but I know tomorrow is going to be, rammed stacked with all the information, as tomorrow is the obituary day. But today you look in the papers and see exactly what's what. Bahamas not being targeted by U.S. Embassy officials says no concern on Cuban program. Isn't that what it always is? There's nothing to see here. The U.S. charge of the affair. Furnish said yesterday the United States is not targeting the Bahamas in the new visa policy, but is trying to resolve a human rights issue regarding Cuban professionals. Furnish's comments came after the U.S. said it would revoke visas of foreign officials involved in the Cuban medical program. She says, I really want to state that the Bahamas is not targeted by this. This went to every embassy in the world. This is what she said during a tour. The U.S. Coast Guard, Cutter Lawrence Lawson, said in Nassau Cruiseport, this was, I think, yesterday, the Cuban medical program is something that we are concerned about. Why? Can I ask that? Why? Is your objective of, supreme dominance at play here? Is the objective of being able to make America great again and the sovereignty of other countries come into play as a result of that? Is that one of the issues? Is it not enough for the embargo to be on again, off again, the embargo that exists in this particular space? If it's not enough that there is a mass the indifference that exists in this particular space and persons looking for opportunities elsewhere, is it not enough? I guess we can get clarity about these particular things. Our government has taken on a very strong position and being able to say, including the opposition, I heard Fred Mitchell actually speak about it, say that he was pleasantly surprised to be able to see Dr. Dwayne Sands take on this kind of position to say he agrees, especially as a doctor, understanding the strain on workers in the public hospital. It's crucial that they find the external support to be able to prop them up. We've had sort of an exodus of nurses, trained, qualified, skilled nurses in that space after COVID because the world opened up and say, hey, listen, we're going to offer you opportunities. Why don't you come and consider this particular space? This is what's happening. This is what's happening in the world. But we cannot be neglected and rejected. Living and working in Cuba, well, I didn't work. Living in Cuba, I only stayed 1 year. I had friends that stayed much longer. Some stayed 7 years, 10 years. And they came home, and it's always a hell of a problem. I got friends right now, who are doctors, right here in this country, right now, who are doctors. And some of them listen to me every single day. They're doctors. And they had to go through hell after school. Talk to me. Cuba opened up an opportunity throughout the entire Caribbean, gave us an opportunity as broke, black, and I don't want to be gruesome and kind of raw when I say this, but I need you to understand that the opportunities that existed for us to access these things free was not given by anybody else. I don't care how much relationships you have with the United States of America. I don't care how much relationships you have with Europe. I don't care your relationships that exist anywhere else. We were not getting opportunities to go anywhere. Anywhere. And we didn't have to give monies. He said it cost you $1,000, which is in 2000, in the year 2000. He said this opportunity will cost you $1,000 to go to Cuba. We couldn't believe it. We sat down, meeting after meeting with the gentleman. He said, it's only $1,000. Every one of us paid this gentleman $1,000. Come to find out, the thing was absolutely free. The Jamaicans laughed at us when we got to the campus. I'm trying to make you to understand something here. I'm trying to make you to understand, and I'm so happy that I go through these experiences to be able to bring it down and break it down for you to understand. The opportunities that we were afforded is only because Cuba extended this opportunity to the entire Caribbean, free of cost. We were living on the campus. We were going to school. We were taught. They taught us Spanish. They did all of these things, and it cost us nothing. And it cost our government nothing. When those students would have required a new language, a new skill set, a very clear understanding of how to be able to do this, top tier in the entire top tier. They came back home, and then the government of the Bahamas said, well, you can't get right into the hospital. They couldn't find a job. There's this one friend who wanted to go off to school in the States to do his thing. They wouldn't even acknowledge his degree. Every single, do you remember this? Do y'all remember this? Every single one of those students who would have gone off to school, stayed for years, got themselves qualified, came back with a degree, had to go through a certification process when they came back home to see whether or not they're equipped to be able to get into the nursing system here in the country. They had to go through a second level of education just to be able to incorporate and become a part of the system that exists here. They wouldn't even acknowledge it. The government of the Bahamas gave them an opportunity, said, yeah, we sanctioned it. You guys go and have a great time. When they came back, hell and high water. Okay? After they would have gone through all that, these are some of the better doctors right now that exist in this particular space. And it's peculiar that they had to go through so much after their qualification, and as soon as COVID hit, you were scrambling looking for these qualifications elsewhere. You were indifferent whether or not you should open up the gates to Cuba here locally. I think we eventually found ourselves doing that. I could remember Renwood Wells in his capacity as Minister of Health at the time, being able to take on sort of a strong position. But I think it was flip-floppy. One day he's with it, the next day not necessarily. So, do you remember this? Cuba is affording people of our complexion and our economic disposition, and I got to say it like that, economic disposition, an opportunity to be able to empower ourselves significantly. When we find ourselves in dire straits, there are NGOs that come from America. That's a subsection of their corporatocracy that exists, that only has a pulse and a heart. Because we get no help from not the formality of the United States of America. Not like that. No. They need their own nurses. So when we're getting help, we can't even get help, my God. We got to wait on Samaritan's Purse. We got to wait on all these particular persons to come down and assist us. Why can't we reach out to Cuba to assist us if they're offering to help? I do not understand. I do not understand. Cuba has been through a hell of a lot. They've been asking America, they've been asking the UN for an opportunity to be able to lift the embargo for a long time. They've been rejected every single time. Their defiance, all the way back from the 1950s, still has a rich and significant sting today. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? If you go in Cuba right now, if you go to Cuba, it's eerie. It's eerie. The feel and the atmosphere is similar to an old town. This is the 1950s encapsulated in this space. And we're not going to say anything about it. I understand what the minister has stated in his position as Minister of Foreign Affairs. I understand what he says. I understand that he's saying that, hey, listen, Howard, we don't necessarily have the power to do these things. We don't have an army. We don't have any of these particular things. But we do have conviction, and we could stand. We know where our help comes from. We got to work on that. Guys, give me a call, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Anywhere from the family of islands, 242-300, 5720. Hit me up, 422-4796. Let me take the telephone call before I go to a break. Call on the line. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon. How you doing, Howard?
Hey, what's up, Anton?
Right there, man. How you doing?
Good hearing from you. Everything good, man. What's up?
Yeah, man. Same here, Howard, and good afternoon to the nation. Howard, that has been on my mind ever since I heard PM spoke about his position and his disposition and what he's prepared to do if push comes to shove. I couldn't stop thinking about it, Howard, and the nation. And that was a very it may have flown over a lot of persons' heads, Howard, but that was a very momentous and a very strong occasion in our country's history again. It reminded me, Howard, before I say what I really want to say, it reminded me, Howard, of when Sir Lyndon flew down in there to be interviewed in the U.S., right? I think it was on CBS, right? And he had to properly dress down the reporter for the misinformation and for the rank hypocrisy that was being displayed, right? By a powerful nation who itself couldn't do what it was seeking to have a lot less equipped to do or to handle. Right? Even to this day, still can't get a full control on the substances, right? And today we are still fighting along, right? And so when I heard PM, I'm naturally, clearly be speaking about PM Davis. When I heard PM speak about about what he's prepared to do and how he's prepared to let the chips fall where they may, and how he will make the best decision that is in the interest of Bahamians. I felt proud as a Bahamian, Howard. That was a momentous occasion and a momentous statement. And, you know, Howard, it shows the desperation in the political realm, in particular by some voices in the opposition, not all of them, some leading voices in the opposition, who don't stand on nothing, who, whatever wind blows, they will move in that direction. I'm disturbed deeply, immensely by people like that, who will flip-flop to try and gain some public influence. That's nasty and dirty and disgusting, Howard. It really is. On any issue facing the nation, rather than coming together and taking a stand as a country, they would seek to gain political mileage. Nasty, dirty, disgusting political mileage at any cost. What kind of man or woman or character it takes to take such a lowly stand? Can you tell me, Howard?
Well, I can tell you this. I can tell you this. I realize and I recognize.
Then I want to finish after you answer.
I know. I realize and I recognize that people take the tone of their political organization, and truly they take the tone of their leadership. You know, the PLP's posture and position now, and they have to defend the Bahamas. They have to, and you know,
yes.
no one better than Fred Mitchell to sit in his seat to defend the sovereignty of our nation, even with his language and his kind of a posture. And so the Prime Minister being able to stand up and speak like that is good. That's why he says that he was surprised, more strategically and specifically, that the chairman for the Free National Movement would take on a similar position, because he knows he works with it on a day-to-day basis. Right. So the truth is that if anyone is taking on a posture that goes have drank the Kool-Aid of their organization and have not looked at the national posture and position, we need this help. We need this help.
Howard. Look, the Prime Minister and the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Cabinet are on record seeking to influence the former President of the United States to lift the embargo against Cuba, okay? To work with the Caribbean leaders to redevelop another plan to try and bring some life to Haiti, right? And all of this being led by our Prime Minister, who was the leading voice on these matters when it came to CARICOM heads of governments meeting in the Bahamas and meeting elsewhere in the world. And so this is not new. The Bahamas is no enemy to Cuba, right? And looking at it for those simple-minded individuals out there, those foolish people out there, just look at some world politics. Russia is not an ally of the United States.
No.
Yet they do business with them. Yet they have sensible, mature discussions with them. And so it only goes to tell you that they will do whatever is in their own interest at the end of the day, and they will respect those who take a stand and or who has the power and the might behind them to take a stand. But we are not living in a dictatorial world. Although there are some advantages to having a superpower, we are not living in a dictatorial world, and for you all simple-minded simpletons who will bow to anything, get a grip of yourselves. This is the Bahamas. We're a sovereign country with a sovereign government and a Prime Minister who I love and respect and admire, especially the statements coming out of his mouth recently. I'll end with this, Howard. As you started to say, there are thousands of Bahamians, hundreds, certainly thousands of Bahamians who have benefited from the medical treatment being provided in Cuba, who has benefited from the access to education being provided in Cuba. It is no reason in the world why a country like ours, who is a friend to Cuba, cannot continue our sovereign relationship like rams. Nothing prohibits us. Nothing at all. And our government, who's being led by a Prime Minister who's a king's consul, for crying out sake, will not submit or commit our country to anything illegal. Anything. If there's one leader in this country you can trust to protect the interests of this country, it is him, Philip Ray Davis. So, opposition, you'll get yourselves together, man, And anyone who's talking that garbage which you're talking, get off the scene and reevaluate yourselves.
Thank you,
Thank you
Anton.
for the opportunity, Albert. God bless.
Thank you, Anton. I appreciate you. I don't know if I can scold you like that. As a people, I do believe and understand. I guess we could talk more about it when we get to the next side. But I do believe and understand that America has really been able to step into their convictions. And they have a path that they're going to travel on. And if you're in their way, who in the way going to get kicked down? That kind of a proverbial kick is what the world is feeling right now. And so they're feeling as though they should fall in line. Our country has played, and so you feel some politicians and some language. I'm not talking about F&M specifically. I'm talking about some traditional language would fall in line with whatever America says. And so to see that, the contrast to that may be something strong and hard for us to kind of swallow. Let's have a good conversation. Let me take this quick commercial break and be right back after this.
The foundation.
Why settle for the typical burger when you can indulge in the Steakhouse Bacon Whopper at BK? The king is raising the stakes with a masterpiece that combines all of your favorite steakhouse flavors. Juicy flame grilled beef patty topped with A1 steak sauce, crispy onion, savory bacon, Swiss cheese, creamy peppercorn aioli with fresh lettuce and tomato. It's a steakhouse experience you can hold. Crafted the BK way. The Steakhouse Bacon Whopper is bursting with flavor. Only available for a limited time at Burger King Nassau.
Now let me see now. 326 EPIC. Hello? This Epic Eckert battery. This Miss Beulah from round the corner. I hear you're selling tires now on Wolf Road too.
Lord, it's about time. I live Fox Hill and Fire Trail. It's too far.
That ain't all. They open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Sunday and holiday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
My brother Sam, he's a hacker and he could go right there and get fixed up.
Call us at 326 EPIC. We ship also to the Family Island.
Inland Revenue is here to guide and help you with all things business license and VAT. On March 25th and 26th at the National Baseball Stadium, the DIR will host a financial symposium with multiple government and private agencies. Then in the month of April, learn all about VAT through our in-person and virtual sessions during what we call VAT Education Month. For more information, follow Capital DIR Bahamas on all social media platforms.
Foundation. Foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9. The lines are wide open. This is the Foundation. I'd love you to join me in conversation. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325 from the family of islands, 242-300, 5720. Hit me up, 422-4796. We're having a conversation, just talking about the, I just don't understand this. I mean, is this by design? Is this by design? Is this deliberate, a strategic plan to ensure that you keep certain persons under your thumb? Is this by design? Because the education that we seek, the information that we seek, the expansion that we desire, and our lack of capital here in this nation, individually as individuals, even as a collective, as a nation, I'm not talking about the exception. I'm talking about the rule. The rule is that we don't have the finances to be able to educate ourselves beyond what the government offers us. That's the rule in our country. That's the rule, okay? The exception is your family may have some money, you may have some access. This particular persons may be exceptional from an educational standpoint and be given opportunities to be able to go elsewhere. But the rule is you need money. And when opportunities come, because the opportunities also come from China. Can I say this? The opportunities also come from China. Our government has forged relationships with China, been able to incorporate one of their elements into the University of the Bahamas. I forget I can't remember the curriculum that they're being able to offer. They are offering these particular things. China has also come through NGOs, through specific organizations in the country and said, hey, listen, we're going to be able to extend opportunities, whether that's through journalism, whether that's through medical science, whether that is through the environmental arm. China actually affords you an opportunity to go over there, to learn something and come back. I know people who've done this. Cuba, These are communist countries. Cuba done the same thing. The imperialism that exists in the United States of America and that kind of overshadows all of us here in the Western world does not afford us that opportunity. We had a very good conversation with a gentleman the other day that called us from San Francisco, and he started to talk to us about this nursing program. Excellent program. They gave me no information about it, so all the questions that you heard me ask were genuine questions. And genuinely, you're still going to have to be able to be equipped significantly to get into a field that is really booming. They're giving you an advanced course. They're doing all these things, and it still costs you $93,000 to do that. So some of us have to eliminate ourselves from that entirely, especially if you're married with children. Or let's say you're not married. If it's a single mother with children who would have gone to the bank and have acquired these particular things, you don't have the time to take a whole year off. To wish and hope on a prayer. This is a great program for people who are stepping into this brand new to the whole adulting, right? But for us out here who've been working, who are looking to be able to extend ourselves and expand, move up to another tier, that may be a hindrance. I can't fight you for it. They're doing everything they can to try to accommodate you. They say, oh, you can get up to $48,000 here. You can get another $50,000 over here. You make sure you get the accommodation here. They're doing everything to equip you, but America, the great nation that it is, has not created a space, not for us. But we can't go nowhere else and look for it. It's crazy, man. Is this by design? We can't go anywhere else and look for the help that we desire, that the commercialism and the world has said, for you to be equipped to get to the next level, you have to have this piece of paper. You have to have this experience, this exposure, this piece of paper. And as you go and get those things, they say, well, this is not for you. There's still a level of segregation in this space. And it feels as though they seek to segregate us and be able to subject us under their thumb even when we congregate amongst ourselves. This is the Caribbean nation. Cuba ain't never do us nothing. Talk to me. Well, outside of the flamingo thing. Talk to me about it. Talk to me about it. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, anywhere from the family of Islands, 242-300-5720. Hit me up, 422-4796, that's on the text. Call on the line, go ahead. Go ahead, caller. Call on the line, go ahead. Hello?
Yes, how you doing, Howard?
Hey, what's up, Seattle?
Seattle Johnson here.
What's up?
Yeah, I hear Anton rant, right, and I hear what you're saying about America, so it just afford me the opportunity. For Anton, I would say to him, get up off your knees. And it's a bigger status. It's a status of capitulating, status of, if we don't do this else. It sounds like, because it's a lot of words, it sounds like a intellectual argument. But if you listen to the description, he couldn't be talking but the ingenuity and the people that I know in the Bahamas and the Bahamas is capable of. And let me see why I say get off your knees. We're in this position because we have not built us. We are saying, by somebody else's fire, we have that right. We are doves. And we can do this and whatever. But not one time did he talk about our ability, and if you want to use Cuba as an example, to create a medical destination that gives us the ability to extend to our citizens and residents access to the medical care, world-class hospitals, world-class clinics, etc., that is needed. That's the conversation we should be having. Not one that we have a right to warm at whatever fire we desire. we've talked about Grand Bahama, your home place, your hometown. And anyone who says that we could not establish medical tourism has no idea that the concept of medical center and the technology center that exists in Cayman was shopped here, and we rejected it.
See, Alan, that's what I want to talk to you about. I don't know whether or not you're talking from a futuristic standpoint about
No, possibly, Howard. Do you think they would have came here in 2009?
No, I'm not talking about 2009. I'm talking about when you started off on being able to give me your monologue at the top, right? Get up off of your knees, right? And this kind of an idea that Anton is arguing that we could warm ourselves by anyone else's fire, rejecting the fact that this potential that exists in our country, that's all it is. It's only potential. No one has moved from a governmental standpoint, from a social standpoint and a private sector standpoint. This idea has been shopped. And I've seen this idea, literally seen this idea come 4 times already. Over the past 15 years, this idea has presented, this medical tourism idea has been presented in this country in various forms by whether it's one of the guys from the EU, wherever these particular things are. They've come here and said, we can by government after government after government and not give it an opportunity. So all this is the potential. And no one has taken the significant steps to be able to make it a reality.
You know why? Because it's good to talk about things, but very few people know how. They could always tell you why. They could always tell you where. They could always tell you when. They could always tell you what.
But you fighting Anton about the only reality that we have in the country, which is tangible.
No, we have a reality because it's tangible. What we don't have is leadership that understands how to get the Bahamians to find our purpose, to develop our passion, and to dream again, to achieve what we did, leading us to independence. That's the problem we have. We don't have a leadership that has brought us to the point of fulfilling the second half of the contract we signed, the social contract for ownership, an inclusive opportunity and ownership economy. That has happened around the world with people with less than we have to. See, we all have the potential to be cooks when given all the ingredients, right? Or chefs. The question is you to develop. You know, this is why I take it personal when people say you could be anything you can. And that's not true. Okay? See, this requires an inert ability within the person and a desire. It's the same thing why we utilize the so-called terms of, we use these buzzwords, right? We good at these buzzwords and saying what is possible. It's the same reason why we say, we have innovation and technology and all these different things. But everybody says the Bahamas could be innovative. But no one takes you to the beginning. How? Just give me some time for a second here. They don't take us to intuition. That starts it all. They don't move us to curiosity. They don't talk about research and discovery that is required as the next step. The most powerful thing, Howard, imagination. Then come creativity, ideation.
But that don't exist in our society.
Say it again?
That don't exist in our society. And
it does, Howard.
You old enough to know that the 3 R's, the reading, writing, arithmetic, that the entire base of that is to do as you are told. We have nobody in our society.
How would you describing the symptoms?
I'm telling you, this is what I'm dealing with. This is what we as a nation dealing with.
Anton made the argument concerning the leadership we have. Let me make the argument of the leadership we will be getting.
Okay. I'm going to fight you.
Okay? And so it goes to that process. That even when I talk about most of the whole concept of creation, ideation, optimization, and true information, and then the digital and whatever transformation of our country, then we could scale and integrate and grow. See, the problem is we have people who have, especially in this age of the last 25 years, with the advent of Google and these other different things, who now confuse information with knowledge. See, information, only when properly comprehended, right, can be known as knowledge. Knowledge, only when properly comprehended and executed, is considered wisdom, wise. See, but we allow people to use these terms and we become the aspect of it. The question we have before us, Howard, today, right? We've heard people say these things, Howard, in my head. digital economy, conceptual economy, knowledge economy, aquamarine economy, carbon economy, green economy, blue economy, ocean economy, orange economy, knowledge-based economy, data economy, platform economy, shared economy, civil economy, climate economy, crypto economy, AI economy, technology economy, passive economy, gig economy.
Okay, go ahead.
All of
Go
these
ahead.
things, you understand? We've heard them talk about, fintech, RegTech, SoapTech, ProTech, HealthTech. We've heard them say these things. And anybody can research and repeat these things and to the point. The question is, how? And that's the challenge we're not having. Okay,
And you believe that how exists in future leadership?
No, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. The future leadership sits in Parliament today.
Okay. I ain't gonna fight you, my brother.
And they sit within us. When Spark, you remember he said, it's that, you know, let me refer back to my kids, man. Do you think they were born with that ability? Yes, you can argue that. The ability where they are. But you know what I had to do? I had to nurture and pull that out of my daughter, an 8-year-old in 8th grade, a 5-year-old in 4th grade, a 1-year-old that's trying to write. I had to pull them out of them.
I hear what you're saying.
The leadership we need to bring us to the point where we could begin to have these things in the development of our country is less than one election away. And that's with Michael Pintard and the FNM.
Thank you, my brother. I do appreciate your telephone call for being able to put it, I guess, in your unique perspective. One of the things that you said, I want to be able to highlight, you said, you can be anything you can. This is what you said. People believe that you can be anything you can. I agree with you. That's incorrect. But people could be anything that they will. If you have a strong willpower and a determination to be able to push forward despite the obstacles, despite the trial and the tribulation, despite the indifference that exists, despite the obstacles that you have to get over on a day-to-day basis, you can. You will. You will. And I think Bahamian people need to know that. I think we have conformed to the norms that exist in our society, and we choose from the trees that exist around us in this small space. But there is greater fruit for us to be able to pick and bear. There's greater fruit that is bearing and accessible for us to be able to our own ways. That's just what it is. And I hear you, and I feel like your argument is the exact same argument that Anton is making. Anton punctuates a great deal of his conversations with what he believes exists within the heart of our leader, our prime minister now. And in the event that he rids himself of those convoluting conversations and those thinkers that are confined to taking things for themselves, that he can really be able to tap into his potential. Your argument is that the potential that exists within Michael Pintard to be able to transform this country, we will be able to see that if we afford him an opportunity. Both of you making the same argument. All two of this is a conversation about potential. Both of your conversations is based in potential. And potential, the idea and the imagination that exists in there is never ending, is infinite. We don't have to have a conversation about potentials. I can't judge you by your potential. I only can judge you by your fruits. That's it. You don't judge people by potential, you judge them by fruits. That's why your woman don't like you. Many of us who get in relationship when the woman chooses us based upon potential and we never live up to it. They hate you because of what exists in their mind. Not what the fruits of your laziness and you playing video every day. They don't judge you, but you have the potential to do great things, man. That's what they tell you. But you ain't do nothing great ever. She still chose you. She chose you based upon the potential. But yet you have not seen fruits. When we talking, we got to talk about fruits. The fruits of the fruits of the fact that this prime minister has he has a concurrent campaigns. He's running an international campaign that seemed to be dying down, and now he's trying to be able to pick up the local campaign. That's the fruit of what we can be able to see. We can't tell the prime minister based upon the potential. He hasn't dealt with the issues that really matter to Bahamians as yet. Unless and until he does that, we're going to find ourselves in the exact same position saying that I know in his heart of hearts he's better than that. But no man judges the heart, only God. I can't see what in your heart, I only can hand. And you're fighting me, both of you, fight me to see something that I can't see. Only faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. I can't judge y'all. I don't see it. And you're fighting me. Let's take one more telephone call before we go to news. Go ahead, caller. No? All right, let's go to news. Let me be able to do that. I just got to be able to say this to y'all. I won't be decent with y'all. I'm not out here sitting down and judging you like I'm Jesus Christ. I'm not out here judging your heart. Even if God knows the heart, he judges you by your fruits. He judges you. Even when you believe in Jesus Christ in your heart, you still have to make a declaration and be able to charge the environment and say to all spirit and all being, I believe in Jesus Christ. You got to say these things. It have to be something evident. We cannot continue to talk about the potential of anyone, what in their heart and what is there in their mind. We have to see the fruits thereof. We're waiting for the F&M to be able to come forward with that vision that Dr. Sands was talking yesterday. We're waiting. We're waiting for the PLP to be able to revamp their concepts and come forward to say, now the blueprint for change, whether or not we go into foundation, whether or not we got to the particular bell course, have we moved up from the blueprint into application? This will be will know. Quick back after this.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Great news! Ron's Electric Motors' new location on Cowpen Road, right next to Island Luck, is open Saturdays and Sundays. So for those needing repairs on electric motors, generators, welding machines, water pumps, battery chargers, electric lifts, transformers, and power tools, Ron's Cowpen Road location can have you up and running on weekends. Don't forget, you can still visit Ron's Electric Motors on Wolf Road and Claridge Road, and now Ron's new location on Cowpen Road. Dial 356-0249 or 323-5267.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9 FM radio. Howard Brand, your company, the foundation, just being able to talk about some things that just with the reality that exists in this particular space right now. I know that it's going to spill into politics. I know that it's going to spill into geopolitics and then come right back into local politics. I know this is just the level of conversation that we're going to have. And for those persons who are just tired of relentlessly being able to speak about politics, hey, listen, you got to strap in. Because we're in that season. We're in that season, and the country needs leadership. The country needs leadership. It has to be a bigger vision for a better Bahamas. Say it with me. A bigger vision for a better Bahamas. I am waiting for a bigger vision. All the visions encompass their pushing of their parties is perpetual, in perpetuity forever. That's the visions that we have. They cast this vision, whether it's the people time, whether it's we believe in Bahamians, all of those can be modified to reflect the political organizations. It's the PLP's time. We believe in PLPs. We believe in F&Ms. It's the F&Ms time. It's really not a nationalistic vision. It talks about these particular concepts, and then when you push them as to whether or not they're going to make real decisions based upon what's laid out in their manifestos and their blueprint for change and these particular things, they say, well, we didn't have a chance to get to this one. Well, this would matter to us. Why are you going to do this? Well, we're going to do this. If you give us another opportunity, we're going to get back to these things.
When we press you to ask you why you didn't make the decisions that really matter to the Bahamian people, you say, well, that's not important. Not just yet. But it's crucial that we take 70 people with us to ensure to 150 people with us, to take 90 people with us to have a conversation about 27, 28, 29, 38. To ensure that we create a space that the people in the Arabs, in Dubai and other spaces can be able to see the potential that exists in the Bahamas. This is extremely important. And you haven't dealt with what's happening locally. I just don't understand leadership. And you're placing me in this position of becoming a conspiracy theorist. This has to be by design. It cannot be that you went to the exact same government schools. You go to them government school, your fingerprint in some of them same books that these children, you just take a little feather duster. You dust them same books is your fingerprint and you never touch the book, not in your conscious mind. As a child, the same books in the school, in the family islands, teaching the children. It's the same books. It's the same books. You haven't expanded education. You haven't even focused on the things that actually matter for productivity and growth. You've done nothing to change the regurgitation of education in this society. We are a people that we do as we're told. That's all we're supposed to do. Do as you're told. And as soon as we start thinking, bop, they knock us off the board. As soon as you open up your brains and start thinking, bop, your mouth is your problem. No, Bala, my mouth is your problem. You don't want me to say nothing. You don't want me to say that what y'all have been doing all this time is stupidity. How dare you say that, Howard? They are sacred. We've enjoyed a rich culture of being able to do this for some decades now, far before your father was born. This is what we have done in this country, and it has been stupid from then. And none of y'all, simply because you are enriching yourself, enriching your friends, enriching your family, enriching your lovers, you will dare not even try to trouble this particular thing. And you're baffled. You're baffled by the fact that A.D. Hanna didn't take certain things. Why did A.D. Hanna not do it? Because he recognized the system. He couldn't change the system. He stepped back. He said, let me leave that alone. I'll continue to be able to agitate. Hopefully they grow a conscience. But they keep spraying Roundup on the thing, killing that. The Roundup is the money that comes from United States of America. The Roundup is the money that comes from the IMF. The Roundup is the money that comes from the World Bank. That's the Roundup that you spray on this. As soon as you start to spring a thought, they spray that on that. And this is where you are. It's a text. Let me read this text to you. Good afternoon, Howard. I'm also one of those students blessed to have a full scholarship by the Cuban government, who also received a small stipend, because we all got a small stipend every single month. We did. The Cuban government gave us Cuban money every month. Every month. It was living in Cuba, and we got money every month from the Cuban government. So when we thought it was costing money to get there, the fella stole all our money. He know that. He know who he is. He's a thief, very clearly, all right? Stole our money. We gone to Cuba. The Cuban government said, this is free. And on the top of the free, they was giving us money. Let's read it first. It says, we also receive a small stipend per month by the university. This program started in the year 2000. I know. The entire Caribbean was represented. We have islands I've never traveled to. I have friends there. Because we all met in Cuba. But they don't want us to be educated. Servitude is our portion. Are we supposed to be able to sit in a posture like we're in an El Salvadorian prison, always with our back bent? I don't understand, Jesus. I don't understand. And as soon as you try to be able to get up, swap up, they hit you with the Roundup. That's the language here. And none of our leaders could be able to have the conviction to say anything about it. They haven't done anything to educate the next generation. They have not prepared the next generation. All you're doing is shoveling your political garbage before us on a day-to-day basis. That's all you're doing. And it's an exhausting thing because real life is happening today. This is not life. People are committing suicide. They're depressed. Domestic violence is up. All these particular things are up. Rape is up. People are deciding not to get married. They don't want nothing to do with institutions no more. They're trying to figure out more money. Their house is broken down, but because of this kind of an introvert concept and this idea that exists in our society, they would spend more money on their wall than they would their house leaking, and they still want their wall to be superb, because they don't want nobody mess with them. And the little piece of peace that they got, the little slither of peace that they got, that's what our society is. No leadership dealing with us. These people ain't got no money to put fence around there, but they put that fence there, not for people walking through the yard, they were content with that, but for politicians during election time coming to our door. I don't want nobody around here. Put a fence up. They've done that for you. They don't want you around. Year after year, day after day, you go into the House of Assembly and say nothing. And then every cycle, every political cycle, you come around and you give us nothing more than promises, which is lies, which is potential. But we have to start to judge people by their fruits. You ain't never do nothing in your personal life. You never do nothing in your occupational life. How could I ever expect you to do something in this particular? That's just simple. Listen, you never do nothing with your own family. Do nothing in your professional life. The people call you a thief, but all of a sudden, because you've entered over the threshold of this political organization, oh, this is the second coming. Oh God, look at this one. We have to stop this, ladies and gentlemen. This is insanity. This is crazy. Now you mean to tell me we can't even get help from our neighbors? That Zimbabwe, Trinidad, Tobago, all these places, potentially with those 40 places, Venezuela, all these places are on a stop list, and you believe that you ain't next? I just don't understand. I don't understand. How you could see that and believe you ain't next? How you could see that and believe that our relationship is, these guys had issues, man. Our relationship is. Are you a part of the agenda to make America great again? They didn't ask you questions. Can you take some of the prisoners? No. That's the consideration they had for you. But y'all didn't want to talk like this. I didn't want to talk like this. No, this is too much, Howard. You're doing too much. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, anywhere from the family violence, 242-300, 5720. Hit me up, 422-4796. Let's have a good conversation. Call on the line, go ahead.
Howard, how you doing, Howard?
Hey, what's up, Graham?
I just thought I'd be really brief.
I appreciate you, man. What's up?
Been listening to too many people talking to you on their knees today.
Oh, jeez. Let's go ahead, Graham.
I'm telling you, got their head hung low and on their knee. I'm talking about two people in particular, wouldn't call the name.
Go ahead, Graham. I'm going to go find you.
How young were you 20 years ago, Howard?
I was 23. Just got married.
When you were 23, we started some political slogans for the last 20 years. You want to hear them?
Go ahead.
Howard, it's a matter of trust.
Yes.
You believe.
I know that one.
It's the people's time.
I know that one.
In this new day.
I know that one.
You know all four, don't you?
I also know that because of a fresh wind.
Life, that they wanted you to believe it was a matter of trust.
It was a matter of trust.
Your time. It was your time to have ownership. Mm-hmm. Not be the servitude, slave in your own country. The Bible speaks about this. I got 10 verses, but I wouldn't read them all. I want you to have ownership in your country. And I don't want to have to go to the House of Assembly to do it for you. Because time is a precious resource that I can't get back. Some people want to go there for a political career. I have many careers and I have many hobbies. So tell those two people on their knees, stand up and stand proud, and it is the people's time. See, I'm not for the party. I'm for you, Howard. And my parents are older leaders now. Baby boomers were supposed to give it to me at Gen X, the baton, to give to you. Mm-hmm. And they didn't. So I can't give it to you. Now, as I get middle age, I have to join you to go and take the baton. Mm-hmm. And I want to sit with you one day and tell you how you can get the baton before you vote, because after you vote, you know what you get, what the duck got.
Okay, just continue.
Good show. And tell those people, stop calling you from a kneeling position,
my God,
eating a crouton. We want them to have steak and egg. Let's fix the Bahamas, Howard.
I don't know if it's a crouton. That sounds mad expensive. It just might be bread. Eating stale bread. Talk to me. Let's just be decent. Let's take it next. Go ahead. Call on the line. Go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon, Howard. How you doing?
I'm good, my brother. What's happening?
Hey, right there, man. Okay, you was talking about the nurses, right? But not just the nurses. A lot of individuals in the Bahamas have to actually take off their qualifications just to get a job.
Yeah.
What I think is extremely crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of people who have to go to school to further their educations, to get their bachelor's degrees, have to actually take off the bachelor's degrees and say that they just have associate just to get hired.
Because you wouldn't get the job. They tell you you're overqualified.
You're overqualified, but I have a question. What in the world is overqualified? You're being penalized just for you.
There's no celebration of education in this country.
Which I think is that's just crazy.
There's no celebration of education that celebrates you when you're smart. Nobody celebrates you.
Now.
Nobody celebrates you when you're smart. Come on now. Listen to me. You all ain't gonna like me, And that's okay, because, one day all of us can be dead. You can forget about me. It don't make a difference. But while I hear, by the time that I have, I can tell you the truth. Education is not celebrated in this country. When they go on the podiums and give you flowers and talk and speak with accolades about you and the entire government shows up in the capital of the Bahamas, it's not because of your educational qualifications. It's because of your servitude. It's because of your relentless loyalty to either the organization or to the concept of government. It has nothing to do with you being able to step out the box and step into education. Oh, God, y'all ain't gonna like me in this country. Yesterday, I listened to the newscast, and the newscast started to be able to talk about the gentleman who just got an opportunity. Let me get his name. Let me get his name properly, so I don't mess the my name up. Blaine, Dr. Robert Blaine III. I listened to the newscast, and I can't remember who they interviewed, but I will find that for you and let you hear it. I listened to the newscast, and then the newscast, they interviewed this gentleman to talk about Robert Blaine and his particular position. And in the interview, he brings up Ian Strawn's name. I thought it was absolutely tacky and taboo, unnecessary. What the hell Ian Strawn name got to do with any of these things? Why would you bring up this man's name? After you all did not give him the opportunity because you say that he was not young, he was too young, he wasn't qualified, this and that, he had to get some more experience. You said this. This is what you all said. When the man was vying for a position, this is what you said. And then you look externally. You brought in some external person, you gave Ian Strawn a great opportunity, well, what you perceive to be a great opportunity in Grand Bahama. This is what you've done. And now, second time, to be able to come around, you still have not given consideration to this. Unless he has actually felt, disenfranchised, and he said, you know what, the hell with this, I wouldn't even try. Why would you even bring up this man's name? You don't celebrate his education, his exposure, his drive, his determination. You only celebrate loyalty in those persons that you could be able to manipulate to ensure that you can get your agenda across. You don't want there to be transparency and true growth in this country. You want it to be based upon your design. These people are keeping us down. The mindset, and I cannot say the system because it's being fueled by minds that has nothing to do with nationalism. It just has nothing to do with growth and development in this country. Education is not celebrated in this country. It don't matter how smart you is. You need stop talking like you white. My God, you only want me to talk today, Jesus? Talk to me, can I get an amen? Why you just talk like you white? What the hell does that mean? And you got your children watching Peppa Pig, and when they say, well, good afternoon, mommy, you content with that. Nobody asked the little baby nothing. But this is going to be the second generation of Bahamians. And so indirectly, the dialect, the tongue will sound much different because of the incorporation of foreigners into our society that's thriving, and we are still being suppressed. Under the local thumb of neocolonialism, under the external thumb of geopolitics, we are suppressed.
Y'all ain't want us get no education. Money, you ain't want us get no land. You ain't what the hell we gonna have? You ain't want us have nothing. You want to perpetuate the idea of being able to put people back in apartments, and we're doing great for you. My God, we're giving you these. All this time displaced, and we still don't have nothing. But nobody want to talk like this with me. Y'all ain't gonna like me. It's okay. It's okay. One government after another in a race to see who could build an insignificant building whilst the world is moving away from brick and mortar. You're doing your hardest to be able to create a generic society here, an ecology, an economy unto yourselves. We got to do better than this, ladies and gentlemen. We got to. Quick break and going to be right back after this.
Foundation. Everybody Wins Live is bringing you the ultimate giveaway, a brand new Cybertruck. For every $30 spent, you're in the drawing for the ultimate grand prize, a Cybertruck. Drawing live at the Vibes Cartel concert March 29th. You'll also be automatically entered to win tickets to see the world boss himself. 25 lucky winners every single week. Visit everybodywinslive.com to get into the game. See website for full. Must be 18 or over to participate.
Great Commissions Ministries is God's storehouse. They have been caring for the poor, homeless, and hurting since 1987. You are invited to support their Stop and Drop program by dropping off some food items in their barrels and some cash in their bottles. You can donate an offering each month or pay your tithes online to Great Commissions through the Givelify or Suncash apps. Help them to shelter the homeless, feed the hungry, and spread the gospel of Christ. Volunteer your service and support the Live to Give program. Call Great Commission Ministries, God's Storehouse at 325-5801 for further information, or stop by the office on Wolf Road. Be blessed.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity.
Now let me see now. 326 EPIC. Hello? This Epic Eckert Battery. This Miss Beulah from round the corner. I hear you're selling tires now on Wolf Road too.
Praise the Lord. It's about time. I live Fox Hill and Fire Trail. It's too far.
That ain't all. They open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Sunday and holiday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
My brother Sam, he's a hacker, and he could go right there and get fixed up.
Call us at 326 EPIC. We ship also to the Family Island.
You're a builder. You want to give your client the best material at the best prices, and you need to put food on the table. Well, check out these prices at Pinder Enterprises. 5/8 pressure-treated roofing ply starting at $36.68, includes VAT. By the way, all these prices include VAT. Great Select Water Shield, $134.20 a roll. Felt, 15 pounds, $16.50, 30 pounds, $19.80. Owens Corning shingles, $56.56 a bundle. Gallon roof cement, $33.47. When it comes to screwing and nailing, Pinder got you covered. He got every nail and screw you could possibly need.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio, Howard Grant, your company, the foundation, live and in full effect, being able to jam the way that we are. Y'all is just kind of churn my, I don't know, man. Y'all, listen to me. Y'all, Jesus, I just try to be decent. Y'all put me on the people, you know, he speaks so well. Oh, God. Oh, I love how you speak, Howard. You don't know that there's a fire burning in me. Oh, God, the F&M, y'all stop. This ain't got nothing to do with no F&M. You don't know that I have this kind of an indifference that exists in our society. You don't know that as an entrepreneur, by default, not necessarily because this is a pursuit of mine. I didn't get up and say I'm going to be an entrepreneur today. This is, I didn't get fired. I didn't get fired again. Every time I say something, the people looking at me hard. I can't sit down here as the youngest manager in this place. I want to be vice president of the people placing them. I try to be able to show you my creativity, my exposure, my understanding, and all these things that I know. I get reprimanded every single time. My mouth cost me. I supposed to shut up, to dumb it down. Everybody, every manager around me. Howard, sometimes you just got to dumb it down. Dumb it down for what? Who the hell want to dumb down their life to end up dead with all this potential existing in them and they ain't say the things that they need to say? I don't understand that. Just for survival purposes, I can survive without that. I was an entrepreneur. I became an entrepreneur by circumstance. I got to figure out what I could sell, the talents that exist, what exists in my hand. Okay. And I have great potential and qualities. Okay, what do you do good? I speak well. I'll do great with presentation. I'm not necessarily one who does the technical stuff, but let's find somebody technical who could be able to do that. And we find our technical team. We identify one of the things that's leading. We did that. We developed a program. We developed these particular things and we pitched it and kept pitching and pitching and pitching and pitching. And we've been rejected by so many people, but then all we need is one, All we need is one person to pick it up, and we knew we had something. And that happened. Now, I could survive on my own. That coupled with me doing this and some other, I am an entrepreneur by circumstance. And many of us in this society are that. Because we were content with what we were taught. We were content with this idea that we had to go and work for somebody. I told you, my teacher in my 11th and 12th grade, well, she was my teacher from the 9th grade. She was my homeroom teacher. But she also teach Set A mathematics, Miss Brush. She was from Guyana, right? I love Miss Brush. She was very good. She really helped me and showed me the potential that existed in me, she showed me how to be able to bring it to reality. And so I did well. In government school, you don't see those things. I don't know if you see those things today. But her, when, being, the clown that I am at points, I always like to tell jokes. I'm good at this stuff. And so I'm in class. I got everybody laughing in class, talking foolishness. We said, hey, And she sort of a knee-jerk reaction. She said, Howard, let me tell you something. When you need to hurry up and do these things because when you go work for the white man, this is what she says to me. And I don't think that she in consideration. This has nothing to do with all those owners and oligarchs and all those persons of a lighter hue in our country. This has nothing to do with you. This is a mindset that exists in our... When she said this, no one face popped up. But there was an idea of classism and elitism that existed in this particular space. Simultaneously, when she said that, I saw myself segregated, separated, and on a line being able to move towards survival. And I never thought that was for me. I just never thought that was for me. I cannot have this creativity, this insight, this articulation, all of these things that God has given me to go work for people. I just can't do it. I can't do it. And to the caller, a few calls back that indicate that everyone won't get it, it's okay. When I sit here and talk on this radio, I guarantee you, when I come on this radio, some people just turn the radio off. That's okay. But I guarantee people will find their way to a space to listen to me, and that's okay. What the Word of God says to us, even from a biblical standpoint, from a faith standpoint, my sheep know my voice. I ain't no superior nothing, but people are only attracted to what actually builds their spirit. If gossiping does that for you, you gain towards that. If this salacious concept and idea where you like this kind of a juicy thing, you gain towards that. But if you want to be able to find out about society and being able to get a different perspective and view something that's been kind of churning your wheels also, my God, you can tune into your boy. Because we're dealing with this.
And politicians need to hear this. And those in leadership needs to hear this. Those that exist in this particular space and those that desire to get in this space, they need to hear that people are absolutely tired of your empty promises, man. You relentlessly pontificate about potential. Oh, well, you know, this organization is an old organization and we have the potential and our tent is wide and the doors are always open and they swing on hinges and open hinges and you could talk, listen, you could talk your guts out about potential. And then you put lousy men and women who don't even take inventory of their space. They come in there with one idea, believe that one idea is going to be able to change. They're not even open to listening when they reach in the government space. They got problems with the PS. They got problems with the undersecretary. They got problems with anyone who defies this one idea you thought was the best idea. And then boom, we right back to stagnation. We right back to a minister being able to come and trying to pontificate about the fact that we don't understand government. We don't want to understand, no damn, listen to me, don't make me cuss. We don't want to understand government. We want you to fix what's happening. You cannot come here and tell us that this is okay. It's not okay. Every year in dispensation, all these children are more and more. I tell you, I had a conversation with my daughter the other day. And she looked at my son and said, you don't know who's the vice president of the United States of America? Are you stupid? This is my 17-year-old daughter saying to my son. So she said, J.D. Vance. And then I asked her, who is the deputy prime minister of the country? She said, Peter Turnquist? I said, what the hell are you talking about? She said, no, Dionisio Yagala. All F&Ms. Baby doll. I said, baby doll. Who's the prime minister? Oh, Philip Brave Davis. I know that. She knows intimately what's involved and what's going on in social media and what's happening around the world, but they're detached from home. How are we going to get our children involved again? We got to figure this out. Let's go to the telephone line. Caller, go ahead. Caller, go ahead.
Hello.
Hey, turn your radio down. What's up?
Yes, good day, Mr. Grant. Good day to the nation.
What's happening?
Grant, let me have a couple of seconds conversation with you.
Go ahead.
Now, Pentad's lead cheerleader continues to call your show every day and, you know, try to build a platform for Mr. Pentad. Now, all of these things we have heard before, because we thought that Menace was the greatest potential. You know, I never voted for Menace, but when Menace won, we here in the Bahamas thought that the country was going to go to another level because everybody hollered that the country needed a doctor. The country was sick and the country needed a doctor. You know, Menace come in with all of this hullabaloo, all of this big talks and all of that type of stuff and everything. As soon as they got in, they took a 6-month vacation. Mm-hmm. After the 6-month vacation, they had to deal with a hurricane. Mm-hmm. After the hurricane, they had to deal with the pandemic and everything. And all of the innovative things that we heard that Menace had and all of the plans and what he was going to do to move the country forward and everything, it all flopped. It all failed. And we were gravely disappointed.
Hold on. Wait, pause. Did you say that's hog slop?
What?
Did you call it hog slop?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay, I thought I heard hog. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said.
I would have liked it, but go ahead.
I said we were gravely disappointed as the Bahamians because we thought Menace was going to be this knight in shining armor who was going to take the country to the next totally nowhere. Now, on the same hand, they said the most negative, nastiest things about Brave Davis if he become the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I mean, the worst things you could hear people say out of their mouth about that man, they said.
Yes.
But look at what Brave Davis is doing in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas today.
Okay.
He's taking us to the world. He's taking us to the next level. He's coming in with things that he's changing the concept of the nation. But this is the man that the people said was going to do the country the worst. But the ones who they say
you got to quantify that
and all of that type of stuff, they fail us miserably.
Hold on, you got to quantify that. Don't just tell me he take us to the world. We was in the world long time before he reached.
But look at the things. I mean, Mr. Davis, you know, I mean, with all due respect and my humble opinion,
okay,
I think that he's an excellent job. Now, he has some people around him who is really making him look bad. But as a prime minister, I think he is doing a spectacular job as a prime minister. He has a heart for his people and everything, but he just needs to get some of those people around him who's making him look so bad. That's my humble opinion.
I appreciate the telephone call, my brother. Thank you so very kindly for that. I can tell you some of my business, just a little bit of my business. I try to live my life in a transparent way because I don't fear death. I know it's inevitable. And if I can go through something and I can be able to help you with a very clear understanding, it doesn't make sense hiding these things, right? So over the Christmas holiday, I had issues with my children, the big children. The big children, I tell you before, and I just wanted to be honest with you, that I didn't understand their growth, right? They are becoming men and women unto themselves, but, you know, they're still dependent on me, my finances, my this, my that. And the way that I view my money, right, is an investment, reciprocity. I expect if I'm taking care of you in these areas, I want you to do these things, right? Whether that's cooking or cleaning or this or that or whatever, it ain't nothing heavy. It's just, you know, chores that I never get paid for. I learned to do these things over the time. And so I had an issue with my two big children, right? And my wife had the same issue. But as soon as I go to discipline and step in with this kind of an authoritative posture and what needs to happen, you know, my wife gets in the middle of that, right? And she said, hold on, now, wait, I think you're getting too hard. You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, so forth and so on. And then I had to pull her aside. I said, listen to me, baby, let me have a conversation with you. You and I started this journey together with an objective to reach a particular space, right? You and I had a journey together that no matter what happened around us, we started this journey with a determination to get to a space that in due time and due season, we can look back at it. Now, there shouldn't be an issue between you and I, who still have this resolve, this unity, this oneness to get to an objective because of these children. These children could get from around me. This is a very clear conversation. We're talking, all right? I said, we need to understand that we are a unit to be able to we're pouring into them, we're taking care of them, they should adhere to certain rules and regulations. My wife ain't saying nothing. I tell you that because I don't care what's happening around you. I don't care what's happening with the Prime Minister around him. He made a promise to us, the Bahamian people. And if his influences around him is going to take him off course, then we're going to knock him out of his square. And that's from a political standpoint. That's on election day. We're going to knock him out. The aspirations that he speaks to us as a Bahamian people and as the electorate and all us who is voters here in the country, and he says that we are going to do this together, and people chose him, and even those who didn't chose him, now we are, as a result of majority decision, we're all on board with this anyhow. And if he is going to allow, because I hear you saying this, I hear Anton saying this, I hear everybody saying this, the people around the Prime Minister causing him. Well, what the hell the Prime Minister can't see that he need to get these people out of his house? If they can cause problem, they need to leave. They need to leave. Unless stay with my children, look here. You're going to have to find some place to go from around me, eh? Okay, Daddy, we apologize. We're sorry this and that. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, because I don't have no time for this. You ain't going to mess up me and my wife relationship because you decide to use a man and use a woman. The devil is a liar. If the Prime Minister don't have the wherewithal to stand up in his space and the authority and the autonomy that we've given him to stand up as sovereign, as a sovereign nation, to say to the country, this is thus, and he can't look around him and say, I think this one has to go, I think that one has to go, and he's a part of an agenda to pull us down, then we got to get rid of him. We got to knock him off the board. I don't want to hear no one else telling me about the people around the Prime Minister. He's a big grown man. He can make decisions. He's gotten this far in his life. He's done everything he could do to get to this decision to let a couple of people knock him off the board. The devil is a liar. I will fire them with listen to me. Between breaths, I will fire you. I wouldn't even breathe in hard. You're fired. Bam. Hey, listen, what are we having for lunch? Don't come back around my office no more. No, man, somebody gonna have to be able to find their huevos and be able to do the right thing on behalf of the Bahamian people. We started this journey off together. We have an objective. You could never get what you need to get done in 5 years. You know you need 10 years and you mess. You kick it to 5 like this. You got to get rid of who you need to get rid of and identify that your objective is bigger than these people you put around you. And that's why I told you we need a bigger vision for a better Bahamas, because your vision only encompasses your local organization. That's why you were afraid. That's why you were afraid to get rid of these people who are thorns in your side. You were afraid. Because your objective and core desire was never to be able to ensure that the Bahamas could be great. It's only that the PLP could be great. And the same thing goes for the FNM. Some people just need to be fired, and you don't have a problem with that. I don't have the problem firing people. I don't have no problem firing people. The only person I have a problem firing is my wife. The word of God tells me, he who finds a great thing, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. And what? And favor. My God, I can't get no amen. Jesus Christ. Now, if my wife acting up, I got to be able to tell her, look here, get these things together, boom, 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 boom. And she does the same thing for me. So she's the only one who can't fire because I can't fire myself. We have become one. But y'all, I could fire you. And we have to have that understanding. Stop calling here and telling me a grown man who have gray in his eyebrow scared to fire people around him. That means what your assessment is not his. If he's content with that, let him live. Now, but we got to make a decision. Let's go to the next telephone call. Caller, go ahead. Next caller. Caller, go ahead. Hello?
Howard.
Hey.
You can hear me?
Yeah. What's up, Papa?
Everything cool. Boy, I know so much people want to talk. I'm so glad you come to the line. Howard, good afternoon. I don't know where to start, but I can do it quick. Howard, I agree with that part, what you said, because I've been saying it like over a year, but people just think like it gets something personal. I still like Brave Davis actions. And all it is show me, this is the real Brave Davis. What's have I thought about Brave Davis over the years? Brave Davis is showing his true colors. Mm-hmm. It's a true saying. The higher you get, you show yourself. Mm-hmm. You understand what he's saying? So he's showing his true colors. So, come on, people. Yeah, he might have some political demons, some wicked people who don't care about us, who all about themselves. They greedy, they hoggish, all for me, baby, around him. But he know this. He got to be just like them to be comfortable to be around them. Now, you might say, well, that ain't so proper all the time. I understand it, because sometimes I might have to work with somebody who might be of a different political persuasion or a sexual lifestyle. And they the best person for the job. So I can understand that. But to know, and he taking it for granted too, Howard. He know we being voting out governments, not voting in. You must see the last time we voted in the government is 97 or 2002 when we voted for Mr. Christie. No, let's say 97 when Ingram get the two straight. We being voting out governments and Mr. Davis get 27, how much? 32 over 39. Mm-hmm. Mr. Davis, he disrespecting us. And he want us to keep our respect. Two wrongs don't make a right. We should not be disrespectful to him because he being disrespectful with us, right? But this thing by giving him a job as the prime minister to do our job is disappointing. To know he friends, families, and lovers around him, it's like they above the law. I think, Mr. Davis, I think they do really care less what we do or what we say, because it's blatant in our eyes. You understand? And him getting a second term. Man, come on, man. You think the Bahamian people, they like bad treatment? Mr. Minister say the next time around he was going to do for the poor, right? So what you telling us, Mr. Davis? You can answer your phone. You hear what Sean said yesterday? And that's true. Even all of them, for Hubert Ingram, you could call him, he can answer his phone. Perry Christie, Hubert Minnis can answer his phone, you call them. Who brave is? And then the disappointing part about it, Mr. Davis, you had so much opportunity, Prime Minister. They like to call you PM. PM, you listening? You had so much opportunity, sir, to either apologize to us or clear that up and tell us, yes, I come from the Haitian people, but that wasn't nothing I was bragging about, and I'm proud to be it. But to leave it open like that, we wondering, we never know you as no Haitian. We never know none of your people is Haitian, Mr. Davis. Now look how you treating us. It's okay. And listen to me, you all might think it, but oh, Papa just like you did, the foolishness they tell you, Papa just mad, right? This and that and that. Papa is a joke. And then think about it. If you think Papa is anything, if he could do it to me, what do you think he'll do to you? You can imagine that. I just say example. Thank God when we call this or get on our knees to pray, he answers us. He might take a little while, right? Mr. Davis, I hear him as we saying he's a poor excuse for Prime Minister. Yes, the office he hold. The person who we know over the years, we still love and respect, but it's hard. It's hard, Mr. Davis, when we put you in charge of our things, and it seems like you never did like us. You come in with all these foolish, then people ain't talking what you're getting, or block out there to vote the Haitian people to vote for you. Well, I just want to say one thing to my Haitian people, because we get some good Haitian people, Haitian Bahamian people, and some of them I don't even know how they get our passport. Listen to me, you see over the years, when election time, how you always jump straight on the plane and don't go vote and go to Miami. You all better do that again. I would like my Haitian brothers and sisters to stay out of our political business this time around. Whatsoever that is Fred Mitchell and Brave Davis and the PLP trying to cook up, depending on you all, please respect us. Stay out of our business, because there's no game right now. We are big time disappointed, all right? We expected better out of these Negroes. Keep up the good work, Howard. Sorry for talking so long.
Thank you, Papa. I appreciate your telephone call. Let me think of the next telephone call. Caller, go ahead. Go ahead, caller. Next call. Caller, go ahead.
Hey, I was something, Howard. When I hear people like Papa them call your talk show, I don't, you notice I don't call talk shows anymore. I just have to laugh, Papa, y'all mad. You and a lot of people mad because you can't get no more contract, because you can't get your own way, Papa. That's why they talk like that, Howard. Listen to people who's call your talk show and complain about the government. All right? And see, Alan, this one for you. If you think the Bahamian people are going to elect Michael Pintard, stay dreaming, my brother. And you're an independent thinker. Think independent and stay in that dream.
Dwayne, I appreciate your telephone call, my brother. I hear from you in a little while for true. Let me take the next telephone call real quick. Caller on the line, go ahead. Caller, go ahead. You call me from a transformer phone.
Hi,
Next food.
hey, Howard.
Hey, baby, what's up?
Good day. And Papa, I could understand that Papa is the expert. I don't agree with it. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
And just like how we said to Mr. C. Allen that he must keep dreaming, I want to keep dreaming. Please. You see how the Americans vote in Trump expecting the best for America and now getting the worst? Okay, that's where we're at. The only thing is we don't have a Canada to go after. Okay, that's how we feel. The same way Americans now are feeling about Trump is how we feel about our prime minister, who has let us down big time and is not checking for us. And it's have nothing to do with getting contracts or not getting contracts. We could care less about contracts. We have the entire country that needs fixing while he is plane hopping and island hopping left, right, and center. So if the Wit think that they can get in that easy, tell them think again.
All right, go. Thank you for your telephone call, my dear. Let me take the last telephone call. Caller, go ahead. Caller, go ahead. I can't take this call. I can't hear you. Honest to God, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't take the telephone call. You got to try to be able to call me from another phone or something like that. I can't take it. I apologize. I can't hear you. You keep breaking up. So please forgive me about that. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a good show. I want to thank you, man. And I like you all to let me being able to, I tell you, I just be real with you. I don't have nothing else to offer you. I don't have no glitz and glamour. I don't have this kind of, I ain't here to lie to you. My life is an open book. You see me. You know me. People from 8 Maroc know me. This is me. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to talk to you. But as a 43-year-old man, I'll be 44 this year, I can't take this no more. There's nothing in this country for me. Nothing. And I can't get up and say, well, to hell with it and go find someplace else to live. The world is getting in issues right now. You have to be able to hold on to the sovereignty of your own space. And if the issues that you have, if you don't fight for them, you would find yourself dead. Literally and proverbially. We have to fight for what we believe in. We have to find a unified voice. And if so many persons are asleep, that doesn't have anything to do with anything. There was only a handful of people on that thing with Neo them in the Matrix. and they were looking for liberation of an entire people. It's okay. If you get the fight in you, let's go. Let's go. We don't have to sit back and concern ourselves about and reminisce about the nostalgia and the ideas of what existed in yesterday. Let's go and fight for tomorrow. If you're upset with the way that leadership is run today, let's deal with that. If you are upset about the potential of leadership coming in with the Free National Movement, let's deal with that. I tell you all, we shouldn't look at the top, at the pinnacle of leadership, because you have skipped over and glazed over the incompetence that they're about to stuff in your constituency. You have glazed over it, looking at Michael Pintard or Brave Davis at the paramount and not looking at the fact that they can stuff incompetent people in your constituency. Dummies. But they're loyal. I tell you, education don't get you nowhere in this country. Loyalty will get you everywhere. Oh, yes, sir, boss, you want me to carry your bag for you? Oh, no, man, you know what? I used to do this long time. I know how to carry this bag long time. It's the best bag carrier in life. Let me polish your shoes. Loyalty will get you everywhere. And how do we take that paradigm and shift it and get back to the Constitution and get back to a space that we can be able to identify talent and be able to support that and elevate that? How? They hate you when you move to power. They love you when you genuflect to their stupid postures. We got to deal with this, guys, and keep talking. Tomorrow is Small Business Thursday. We can continue to be able to jam and have good conversations. I'm grateful to be here with you guys. We're going to see you tomorrow, God Spare Life, right here on The Foundation. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you guys later.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation. The foundation. The foundation. The foundation.